Côte d'Ivoire is preparing for its 2025 elections in October, and technology is playing an overwhelming role in how we receive information. Within this context, there is growing concern that AI-generated videos, including deepfakes, altered lip sync videos, and other synthetic videos, can manipulate reality and mislead us. In this video, we'll take an in-depth look at what these AI-generated videos are, the threat they pose to Côte d'Ivoire's electoral institutions, and how we can stop them. AI-generated videos and deepfakes are defined as content created or altered using artificial intelligence. They can make it look like someone said or did something they never did by swapping faces, mimicking voices, or creating entirely fake scenarios. In political spaces throughout the world, we have already witnessed AI-generated videos being used to manipulate reality. These have included videos where a political leader's voice has been changed to make them say things they never said, or entirely fabricate political events being generated to spark social outrage. The primary threat of this type of content is that it can be easily crafted to look real, deceiving even the most cautious among us. Recognizing manipulated videos and photos isn't easy, but there are clues we can use to stay vigilant. When it comes to political content, look for unnatural facial movements or expressions. Sometimes in AI-generated videos, the mouth doesn't sync perfectly with words, hand movements are inaccurate, or eyes blink oddly. Similarly, they might be glitches, distorted objects, or mismatched lighting in the background of the video, which shows it to be fake. Audio can be a giveaway too. Listen to robotic tunes or unnatural pauses in speech. Admittedly, AI technology is improving with each passing day, making it increasingly harder to identify. Therefore, beyond looking for clues, individuals should use critical thinking in determining whether a video is real or not. Consider the context of a video, especially in the political realm. Does the video you're watching align with what you know about the person or situation? If it seems out of character or overly sensational, it might well be fake. The impact of deepfakes can be extremely significant. Across Africa, we already witnessed examples of where manipulated content has swayed public opinion during political events. In May of 2025, AI-generated videos led many Ivorians to believe a coup was underway in their country. Dramatic footage of soldiers on the streets flooded platforms like X, TikTok, and Instagram. These coup rumors were completely fabricated. They were clearly designed to sow instability in the country, which has witnessed several military takeovers in recent years and is geographically significant due to being one of the largest economies in West Africa. This example follows a recent trend whereby deepfakes have become prevalent in democracies as AI advances faster than the law can keep up with. There are tips to help you verify a video's authenticity. Start by checking the source. Was the video posted by a credible account or an unknown user? After this, search for the video on multiple platforms to see if it's been reported as fake or if other versions exist with different contexts. Use fact-checking websites or apps that specialize in identifying manipulated media. Tools like reversed video search can help trace the origin of the content, and most importantly, cross-check with official statements or trusted news outlets to confirm if the event or statement in the video really happened. In Côte d'Ivoire, history will remind citizens of how important trust and unity are during elections. In the country's political process, conflict has been sown for decades, and AI-generated videos are the latest weapon in the battle to divide. By learning to spot deepfakes, individuals can protect not just themselves, but the entire democratic process. In modern-day elections, social media is a lively space for sharing political ideas, voicing support for candidates, and engaging in good faith political discussions. But social media can also be a space where disinformation spreads and where certain groups work to undermine a fair electoral process. Ahead of Côte d'Ivoire's presidential election in October, we wanted to talk about the impact of social media during elections, the risks of sharing false information, and how to report a harmful content to keep democracy strong. Social media platforms like Facebook, X, TikTok, and WhatsApp are influential tools during election periods. They allow us to instantly connect with others and empower us to make our voices heard in national conversations. However, this power comes with risks. A single shared post or forwarded message can reach thousands of people in minutes, rapidly spreading information or misinformation. From this false content can then shape opinions, influence voting behavior, or incite tension if the content in question is divisive or inflammatory. In Côte d'Ivoire, like in many other democracies across the world, political elections have faced challenges related with trust. More so than ever before, voters in modern world are disillusionized by politicians and frustrated with the political processes in their countries. When trust erodes and frustration is high, whether it concerns the institutions, the candidates, or the country as a whole, it makes people less responsible when it comes to sharing false information. For this reason, Ivorians need to be extra vigilant in how they receive and disseminate political information. Before posting or forwarding a piece of content, ask yourself some responsible questions. Does the information I'm consuming come from a trustworthy source? Does it have evidence like official statements or verifiable facts to back it up? Is it overly sensationalist in a way that seems designed to stir up my emotions? If you don't have a clear answer to any of these questions, the next step is to verify rather than react. Check if the content comes from credible outlets or directly from independent electoral bodies. If it doesn't make the conscious, responsible decision not to share it with others. And remember, even if the content seems positive to you and chimes with your own political beliefs, it is irresponsible and problematic to share it on knowing that it is false. Sharing any unconfirmed information whatsoever will harm our collective decision-making process. If you encounter false or harmful content, most major platforms offer ways to report it. On Facebook, you can click on the 3 dots in the corner of a post and select Report Post. This will allow you to flag it as misinformation or hate speech. On X, use the Report Tweet option under the same menu to highlight false content or abusive behavior. X also has a community notes feature where users can collaboratively fact check and add context to potentially misleading posts, helping with transparency. WhatsApp, meanwhile, allows you to report messages by long pressing them and selecting Report. Finally, to report misinformation on TikTok, you can open the video, tap the share button, select Report, choose misleading information or deep fakes, synthetic or manipulated media, and submit. When reporting on social media platforms, you will be invited to provide details about why the content is problematic. You will be asked whether it is misleading, incites violence, or violates platform rules. Even if the platform ultimately chooses not to remove the content you reported, this action is still worth taking as it encourages platforms to be more watchful about it and what's being shared on their site. Beyond online reporting, individuals are encountered to talk with their friends, families, co-workers, and others within their community about being more vigilant with what they share. After all, democracies are built on social trust and common understanding of values. When it goes unchecked, misleading content can spread hatred, intolerance, or sharpen divisions between social groups. So if you recognize that someone has shared a piece of false electoral information with you, why not direct them to official sources for verifiable updates? Engage in respectful dialogue in person and online. Even when you disagree, in order to foster understanding rather than division. Think of it this way. By modeling responsible behavior, you also encourage others to do the same. Social media can help democracies and political discussions thrive if used wisely, but it can also fracture these things if used carelessly. Every post, like, or share is a choice that influences our informational environment. Sharing responsibly and reporting false information allows you to play a key role in upholding a fair political process. Meanwhile, talking to friends and family about the importance of verified information helps build a lasting network of trust. Côte d'Ivoire is currently preparing for its 2025 presidential elections set to be held in October. Ahead of these elections, it's important for citizens to understand how our digital world plays a role in shaping the ways we engage with politics and each other. Being a digital citizen means responsibly participating in online environments, using technology ethnically, and being mindful of others' rights and privacy. The term was first coined in the 1990s with the emergence of the internet, and it has evolved over recent decades to mean any type of behavior that promotes respectfulness online. For Ivorans, being a responsible digital citizen means seeking accurate political information, sharing content thoughtfully, and protecting oneself and others from digital harm or falsehood. This is more important than ever during election season, when tension runs high and bad faith actors are seeking to undermine accurate information sharing. There are many ways for Ivoirians to be active digital citizens. One of these is by focusing on actions within your community. You can help friends and family stay safe online by sharing tips about how to recognize suspicious messages or links that might steal personal data. If you consider yourself to be well informed about common misinformation practices, such as pushing scams, clickbait, manipulated media, conspiracy theories, or trolling, then share that information with others. Additionally, warn others about the mounting threat or false election news by encouraging them to be skeptical about consuming overly emotional or unverified content. Being a digital citizen also means engaging respectfully online. If someone you know does fall for a scam or shares misleading information, gently guide them towards credible sources. During elections, debates can get heated, so try your hardest to avoid personal attacks or spreading unverified claims. Getting angry with someone who spreads fake news can be counterproductive, as it can lead a person to retreat further into the online echo chamber. Above all, having a high degree of digital literacy is important for becoming a strong digital citizen. Digital literacy is the ability to effectively evaluate content online. For example, if you are highly literate in the ways that online information works, you might have a good eye for spotting fake news, AI-generated videos, or you might have knowledge of how to secure your devices so that they are difficult to compose. As a digital citizen, you should consider sharing this knowledge and resources with friends, family, or others in your community. At a very basic level, you should encounter digital thinking in others by making sure they're always asking critical thinking questions like, who made this content? What is their motive? Is it possible that this content is being designed to misinform or manipulate me? If possible, you might even organize open discussion groups with people you know, as this empowers others and encounters them to ask important questions. On this point, it is worth flagging that many of us will unintentionally spread or consume misinformation in our lives. This even includes those who are extremely digitally literate. An important aspect of healthy political debate is owning up to when you get things wrong. If you are part of an open discussion group where you feel like you can ask any question or raise any points, it will be easier to admit that you have been a victim of spreading misinformation. From this, you can work towards being a better digital citizen. Finally, digital citizens should be conscious that there is always more to learn, and therefore they should be actively looking for helpful resources. When it comes to political news and election updates, seek out verified accounts and outlets, cross-check the information you receive, and be prepared to critically analyze a piece of content to determine if it is propaganda. Beyond this, you can regularly consult fact-check websites or apps, as these will debunk false stories and teach verification techniques. Join communities focused on digital literacy to stay updated, and look out for online courses in media literacy, often offered by international organizations with established reputations. Above all, remember that being a digital citizen means being active rather than being static. There is always more to learn, and always new ways for citizens to become victims of misinformation. As the stakes get higher ahead of election season, be prepared to stay alert, stay informed, and be actively prepared to help others.